Rodney, you had better had a dad Jim good excuse dragging me out at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the all-night grocery. What? You want chicken wings? Oh, for the big game. Okay, so you want chicken wings for the game. Who's playing today? The Buzz Nuggets versus the Wolver Rabbits? Yay, team. Score, goal point. 5 o'clock in the morning, Rodney. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, I have been wanting to try that recipe. All right. Yep, okay. Yep, all right, I'm on it. Let's do it. Let's make them Chicken Wing Bhuna. Y'all stick around. I'm going to show you how. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Eating Good in the Woods, a channel that shows you just because you're camping doesn't mean you got to eat like a hobo. Listen, before we get started, if you enjoy this kind of content, how about you do me a big favor if you haven't done it already? Mash that subscribe button, click on the bell icon, give me a thumbs up, maybe even leave me a comment or two. I sure would appreciate it. So here we are deep in the throes of football season and everybody's wanting wings. Well, I've got an alternative for you to traditional old wings. This is an Indian recipe called Bhuna, and we're going to do wings Bhuna style.
For this here recipe, we're going to need 2 large onions minced, a can of tomato sauce, garam masala, cumin powder, ginger powder, garlic powder, red pepper powder, turmeric, salt, 2 dried chilies, and coconut cream.
All right, we're going to start with about 3 pounds. I know I said 2 earlier. This was actually 3 pounds, which came to 20 wings. We're going to start by putting them in a container. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Put the lid on it, maybe. How about that? Give it a good shake around. We're going to let this marinate for about 30 minutes. Use your fingers if you got to. Get them nice and coated in that salt and turmeric. We're going to set them aside till it's time to go camping, tailgating, football game, whatever. Now let's put together our spices. I've already got the 2 chilies cut in half, 2 tablespoons of garam masala, a teaspoon of ground ginger, a teaspoon of cumin powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of red pepper. Again, I don't like my stuff to be super hot, so you can always add more if you want. All right, we'll close that up. Take that to the tailgating or the campsite or whatever, and we'll bring our salt shaker. We'll also need to dice our onion and put it away till it's time. Well, I'm not crying, you're crying. Just kidding. These onions are pretty strong though. Anyway, we need, well, you can see about that size on the dice right there. That's 2 medium to large onions. We're going to pack them away till it's time to go camping or tailgating or Super Bowl, whatever. Now, as bad as I hate to say this, it's a pretty cruddy weekend. It's really overcast and it's cold, so there'll be no let's film this from the campground. However, we're going to the camp back porch. We're at the camp back porch. Make sure we oil up our Blackstone real well, because we've got to fry up some chicken wings. Get on high heat. Get our oil plenty hot. To that, we're going to need to add our chicken wings that have been marinating in turmeric and salt. We're only going to cook them up to where we kind of seal in the juices. These should be frying for about 5-6 minutes. Kind of stick them off to the side. As we've said in previous videos, because the cooler bit on the sides over here. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil. To that, we're going to put our chili peppers and our cumin. We'll stir that around a bit. Then we're going to add our onions. We're going to saute these onions till they're kind of on the brown side. Now would be a good time to add some salt. What salt does to onions is help dry them out. So you need to flip these chicken wings from time to time if you don't want them to get overcooked. Our onions have become brown. This is the time we want to add our other spices and our tomato sauce. Now it's time to add our ginger and garlic and our tomato sauce. You're going to want to turn the heat down. Tomato sauce has a lot of sugar in it. You don't want it to scorch. See how the tomato sauce is starting to thicken up? And that water here looking a little more saucy. Now we're going to add in our chicken wings and let those simmer for a little bit. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little tiny bit. And you know what them's going to be? Whew, going to be hardly fit to eat, they are. As you can see, the sauce has started to really thicken. So probably be a good time to add just a little tiny bit of water. Maybe about that much. Now, if I was a betting man, I'd bet that now would be a good time to add those last 2 spices. We've got our chili powder. Remember, I didn't put a whole bunch in there because I don't like it spicy. And then our garam masala. And don't forget, before I put tablespoon, not teaspoon. So we're going to put about half of that. We'll taste it here in a few minutes. Let it simmer. And if it needs a little more garam masala, we'll put more in. I'm going to add a little more water. And then we're going to put a lid on it and let it kind of simmer out a bit. And then we're going to cover it up and let it steam out just a little bit. A little bit of coriander leaf, about that much. You don't want to put too much, it can be pretty pungent. We'll stir that in and let it wilt. And we'll let that simmer for just another few minutes. Now the finishing touch. We need to add about 3 tablespoons, maybe 4, of coconut cream. And that, my friends, is what it should look like. Alright, I've separated out a little drumette here. Cut into that and see what it looks like. It's done. But it's got such a great perfumey kind of spice, smell, and feel and taste in your mouth. Good golly bum, that is just something else right there. That's going to be about it for Eating Good in the Woods this week. These are troubling times. Here it is the day before Thanksgiving, and we're not getting to spend our holidays with our friends, our families, and our loved ones. Check up on your neighbors. Make sure they're doing all right. It won't cost you nothing just to make a quick phone call. Tell them you love them, that you're thinking about it. I love you. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.